Hello friends, I hope you have seen the introductory video that I had uploaded about the SQAA framework, the self-assessment form which the CBSE has mandated when any school goes for affiliations, or it has mandated it for every school every year. Now from where do the school needs to begin? The school needs to first download the PDF of the framework and then form the core learning team. In the coming videos, I have discussed these two things and how the core learning team should be made. I have called a meeting of my teachers today and we will be discussing some things regarding the core learning teams and taking up the basic FAQs.
You must be wondering why I called you all today.
Yes, we are surprised. That too from different wings.
Different wings, different subjects, different seniority level. So we got a CBSE circular regarding the school quality assessment and assurance. And this self-assessment we will have to fill before we apply for online extension for affiliation, and we are due for that. Our affiliation is till 31st March 2024. So we are those schools which have a little rushed kind of a thing, and we will have to now apply whatever time frame CBSE gives us. Maybe we might be getting a month or maybe 2 months. CBSE has not given a clear guideline for that, but then we will do. In the meantime, what I want each one of you just go through that manual, and I will give you 3 days, right? In 3 days, everybody should go through the manual and get a general idea of what it is and what we need to do, right? That will give you a fair picture of this, because when we go in for that self-assessment form, we need to understand the entire SQAA framework in its totality. It cannot be done piecemeal, right? So one thing we realize now also, that the entire SQAA manual, the domains that they are all interwoven and interlinked, right? The concepts that I have for my school will be very different from the context that is there, let's say for a school in Gujarat, or maybe for a school in South, or maybe a school in the coastal area. Right. So it is not that what I am doing, the same thing the other school has to do. So basically there are two purposes of SQAA. One, we need to educate children in a very safe environment. They need to grow and bloom. The safety of the children is the primary interest that the schools should have. The second, most important is your everything should circulate around the pivot, that is the learning outcomes of children. Right. Okay. Absolutely everything. Right? Now, do you remember the Pythagoras theorem we did in school?
Yes, sir.
Long time. There was this thing, then we had to calculate the sine, cos, tan.
Trigonometry.
Then we had trigonometry. And then we had some people have curly brown hair through proper way. 100% of the children, they remember that.
Yes.
In some places, like in Punjab, it was Pandit Badri Prasad.
Yes.
Why do we remember that? Because some teacher who was very creative thought of it that 100% of my children should remember this trigonometric formula.
Yes.
Right? And maybe after 40 years, or maybe even more than that, we still follow that limerick, and still we take its help, and it is very popular with the children.
Yes.
Now you understand what learning outcome is?
Yes.
Learning outcome is, see, I taught something, every child should be able to understand.
Yes.
Now, for that, what is the primary thing that the teacher will have to take care? She will have to understand the composition of the class.
Yes.
Composition of the class is very important, right? In the composition of the class, you will agree with me, there are some children who will understand what the teacher wants to teach them in the first go.
Yes.
Very attentive children,
Yes.
you will not have to repeat it again, and your job is done. Then there will be some children who are distracted, a little naughty. You will have to pull their attention back. Okay, listen to what I am saying, right? Then you will have a mix of children who are introvert, whom you will have to go to their seat and tap on the shoulder maybe, right? Listen, right? Then there will be a small pocket of children who will be notorious, distracted, lazy, not interested, right? They are the major challenge for the teacher, right? So now when we say that we have to focus on learning outcome, it means multiple types of children that sit in my class. Every child should understand what I am teaching.
So this is composition.
This is the basic premise of this SQAA, the learning outcomes of children. Now, how do we go about it? There are two things that we need to do now because we have limited time. One is immediately we start reading the manual, right? We will be getting the new updated manual. There are a few changes in it, so we'll go through the manual. I will tell the IT person Pallavi to share that PDF of the manual with each one of you, right? And we meet after 3 days. Go through the manual. Then the second part is, which is actually the part which we are sitting for today, is the formation of the core learning team. Now they have given a format that this should be the core learning team because it has to be all inclusive, right? So in the core learning team, we will have members of the school management. I'll be fixing up a time with them. Then I'll be talking to the management to see that they are on page and we get all their support for this, right? Then the principal is there. Then we have one teacher from each level, right? At least one teacher in the core team. At least one child from pre-primary, primary, middle and secondary. Bache, you are from which class?
9th.
6th. Okay. So we already have 4 children, but we need to add more, some people from the senior secondary way. What I feel is actually children from grade 4th onwards, we will be able to make them a part of it, they will give their suggestions. So that means children will also give their suggestions and we will make them a part of it. You may discuss it in your classes so that the picture is complete. Then we will have parent representatives. What I was thinking from each level, primary, pre-primary. What I was thinking is I will schedule a meeting with parents of the SMC and the PTA because they are from each level and each way. So if the parents are on board with this, right, we will be able to complete this CLT team and we will be able to perform better. Then one teacher from the co-curricular domain, that means from sports, from performing arts, from music, computer, these are co-curricular activities. I think we have one teacher from each domain.
Yes,
right. One counselor, special educator and health professional. So we have one person there. One representative from the school administration. So that person is missing in the meeting today. So we will have one person from the admin office, somebody who has to maybe upload documents at a later stage, or maybe somebody who will know what admin office does, right? And then one IT staff. We already have. So this is the core team. I was thinking about making a core team since the last 1 or 2 days. That is why I sent a list of teachers. You are all from different wings, different subjects, different seniority level, right? So that everybody comes with their own perspective, right? After this, we need to do one more thing. I will be having a collective staff meeting. Okay. You come with after reading the manual. I will give them a brief. So we need to have all people in the school community, all stakeholders on board. Right? So we will schedule that staff meeting. We don't have much time. In that staff meeting, when you have